great to have you on board. We all had a fantastic week at Global Fact. And the last days now we're going on in this private section, private tracks with workshops. Don't forget to look in tomorrow, also very interesting meetings there. I'm glad to have you here on board. Just a few technical things. We'll have only 1 hour time. We have a lot of tools I would like to show you, techniques, and I would prefer to present to you first. And whenever you have questions, please write your questions in the chat. Yeah, there's a chat option down below. My colleague Patrick Neumann, who's with us, thank you for being with us. He will be my supervisor, Patrick. He'll have a look at it, and maybe he can answer some questions immediately, or there will be time later in the last, let's say, 10 minutes of this hour to go deeper into your questions. So please use the chat. Okay, great. Allow me to introduce myself briefly. My name is Stefan Voss. I'm a news agency journalist working for Deutsche Presse-Agentur, German news agency DPA, for more than 20 years. I've been a foreign correspondent for a long time. In the beginning, I worked in Ukraine, in Kiev, later on almost 10 years in Russia, in Moscow. Since 2017, my job function is head of verification at Deutsche Presse-Agentur. So what did I do? I trained a lot of colleagues at DPA in digital research techniques, in verification techniques. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm a social media trainer. I have to say that I'm not a developer, and I don't know if I wouldn't even say that I'm a digital nerd, but from my work experience, I can say I have quite a good overview what is needed for the work as a news agency. The news agency differs from other media outlets, of course. We do not do researches which take, I don't know, weeks or even months. A news agency is daily business. So the tools we are working with have to be fast, reliable, easy to understand, and easy to use. So that is the main thing, and that's what I wanted to show you. Of course, the tools can only be a selection. In an hour, it's impossible to show you everything, and I'm sure that you miss very interesting things. I'll be happy if you add them in the chat as well, what you think is absolutely necessary. Once again, this is a selection of different techniques and tools. In this workshop, I'll work with Google Chrome. Every link and every tool I explain, I introduce, is also in the handout. In the chat, you see 3 files. One is my presentation. The second one is the handout with all the links. And the third one is a part of it that's graph search in Facebook. So you have everything by yourself. If you later on want to repeat something or anything's clear, just to know. And a lot of these add-ons I'm talking about are also available in Firefox. Yeah, cool. As I said in the beginning, questions, please write them in the chat. My colleague Patrick Neumann is following the chat, and maybe I can answer it immediately or later on. We'll have time to, at least 10 minutes later on, to go deeper into some questions already. Cool. Okay, great. Let's start. I hope I didn't forget. So I'm recording it. Once again, welcome to our workshop. A few words about DPA, the German news agency. We are around 1,000 journalists. We have over 50 offices in Germany and almost 100 offices worldwide. We are a 100% private news agency. Our shareholders are 179 media houses. We don't receive any government support, which we are really proud of it. So we are a real private agency. That's DPA in Germany. What we are talking about today, these are the different chapters. Talking about visual means video and image technique. Internet archive is very important. One of my favorite disciplines is geolocation. I'll show you some tools. A little bit about platforms. Facebook and Instagram, others are in the handout. And last but not least, will explain you why you should never, ever trust a screenshot from an unknown source. So that's the program. But before we start, I have to say thank you. Thank you to a lot of colleagues I have learned a lot from. I really appreciate following them on Twitter.
Stefan, your audio is again a bit wobbly.
Okay, it's wobbly. Okay.
Maybe it's better if you put it up, or maybe if it stays like this, you put your video down, that we have more bandwidth. we have to see.
Okay. Okay. Now is it fine? You just interrupt me if it's difficult to understand me. Okay. Thanks to a lot of you saw a lot of colleagues at the OSINT community. Yeah, that's great. Okay, let's start. First thing is visual. This is a problem. We always have face recognition. We have an image, a photo of a person. We don't know him or her. PimEyes.com is helpful. Maybe you've heard of it. It's on the market for years, but it got a lot better in the last time, I think. Let me show you an example. This was a video in which came up in Germany last year. This is a fake video. They pretended to be Deutsche Bahn, the German railway company. And in this video, there was a guy, that's him. He's part of this fake video. And we wanted to know who's that guy, where is he from? So you see the red beard of this person and there's a spot like a birthmark or something over the eyebrow. And now I'd like to upload his portrait in eyes. Okay. I'm just. Could you please have your microphones muted? That would be very kind. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm uploading it now. Have a look though. This is the guy. And PimEyes is really doing a good job. So I've got I don't know, several results. The lower ones, that's not him, but this is really fascinating. Look at this one. I definitely know that it's him. That's the same guy. I know that. Other results, we compare it later. Is this? I simply uploaded this portrait of that guy. That's all. And PimEyes is just searching for him. This is another one, which is really interesting. Look at him. Maybe it could be him. I'm not sure. Maybe as he's younger. And the third one is this one, a Boy Scout. We'll have a closer look to this later on the left, a Boy Scout. So these are results from PimEyes. PimEyes is a free tool. In the free version, these deep links are blurred. If you want to see the deep links, you have to have a paid account, which is about $15 a month. I'm using it. I'm really surprised what this tool is able to do. So let's have a look once again to compare. This is the guy we uploaded, and these are pictures we found. Okay, as a journalist, I have to verify this. I can't say definitely it's him, but these are simply interesting just traces we find in the research. Okay, cool. That's the first tool. We have PimEyes.com. Just to remind you, all links are down also in the handout. You can find them there. Next one is image reverse search. Of course, for verification, digital research very important. I guess this isn't new for you. Nevertheless, I'd like to show you some add-ons. Here's an example, an easy one. Who's that? Where is das? Who's that guy? You know, if you're working with Google Chrome, right-click and then reverse image search. And there you got all the different search engines. I guess this is more or less known. We got Google search, Bing image search, Yandex, TinEye, and Baidu. Let me open it up. This is Google, and it's not difficult. Immediately find it's Don Henley. Bing is the same. Sorry for the delay, take some time to upload. Okay, I can keep it short. Also, yeah, Don Henley is the same with Yandex. And TinEye is also a result. TinEye has the advantage, you can sort them, for example, the oldest one to find patient 0. This is a helpful tool. Baidu, as always, finds nothing. Okay, that's one tool. The second one I want to show you is this search by image. The link is also as everything in my handout. And then search an image has additional features. For example, Karma Decay, which is an image reverse search for Reddit, and Pinterest as well. So search by image is even doing more than a reverse eye. So just for you to know, because visual without image reverse is not possible. Okay, next one. Bing's visual search. As always, of course, Google is the widespread search engine, but as always, never forget about the alternatives. Never forget about Bing and Yandex especially. And Bing has a nice feature I'd like to show you. It's their visual search. If you have for example, a photo of a whatever soccer team, football team, or rugby team, Bing automatically detects who's on the picture. For example, it's here. If I click, oh wait, just a second. No, I have to repeat this. Sorry for that. My internet is a little bit slow. So once again, so here is an autocomplete, and if I click on them, so this tells me this is Toby Smith, or for example, this is Dane Hewlett-Packard. So this might also be helpful for face recognition. Yeah? Once again, you have to verify it, never trust the tools. It might be a mistake as well, but this is really convenient service from Bing called Visual Search. Next tool, optical character recognition, OCR. What does this mean? Here's an example. This is a German website, Autozeitung, everything about cars. And in this article, there's a new car by Opel presented. The only thing that is interesting for us in this article is the license plate, this one. It's GGFN 304. These letters and numbers are not written in the article. Yeah? It's the own GGFN is only on the picture, only on the photo. So if I open up Google, and let me just quickly close some tabs here. So if I open up Google and search for GGFN 304, and then click on images, I'll get a lot of images with exactly this license plate. And once again, the letters GGFN 304 are not written anywhere. It's only the letters on an image. So it's Google's ability to read and detect letters and numbers on photos. So this is also a useful thing. I remember that Henk van Es had done a research with a criminal in Iran where this worked out really fine. Just try it out. Try it with some license plates and so on. Of course, if you just take a picture of your own car with license plate, I guess it won't happen. It won't work. But in this case, it seems to be as if Opel has only money for one license plate, GGFN 304. Cool. That's OCR, optical character recognition. Last but not least is one tool which is not visual, it's transcription, but I can't do a workshop without this fantastic tool. It's YouTube transcription. Maybe you have seen it before. If not, this is really fascinating. Okay, this is the situation. I just opened up a video with Donald Trump's inauguration speech. Okay, takes some seconds. Okay, that's his speech. And if I'm wondering, did he then back then in 2016 already mention or beginning of 2017 already mentioned the word border? So if I want to know this, I have either watched the whole video, which is 20 minutes, or I'll open the automatically added transcript. And it's somewhere hidden here. I'll show you where it is. Look at these three dots, as I'm told, the lying snowman. If you click on that, you get the options, open transcript, in German transcript öffnen, open transcript. If you click on this feature, you get the whole transcript of this video. And now I can search for border, for example. So here it is. And if I click on it, it jumps to border. Okay, takes some seconds. Can you hear my, can you hear my, Patrick, can you hear it?
No, you have to go to the options and.
Oh, okay, just a second. Okay, I'll forget to, okay.
Up on the.
Yeah. Computer.
Yes, option
okay,
des Computerton freigeben.
Okay. Okay, so here it is. So it jumps directly to that. Here's the second one.
Our own.
Oh, sorry for that.
Tschüss Alltagsstress. Hello Fresh.
Yeah, Hello Fresh.
We all have to make some money sometime.
And the third one is this one.
And spent trillions and trillions of dollars overseas.
Okay, and let's go to this one.
Borders.
Okay, you see, they are added by artificial intelligence. You will be surprised in other language, in Spanish language, in French language, in German. Not always, but very, very often. It's the transcript edit, and it's quite good, quite excellent. Of course, this is automated, but YouTube is not always right. What I found out when I had a look at this is Boris Johnson's first speech as Prime Minister, and the transcript automatically detects which language is spoken. In this case, YouTube believes that Boris Johnson speaks Korean. I don't know why. This is just funny. I have no idea why. His pronunciation, however it is. Okay, cool. That's all. We'll now move over to the next chapter. Next one, Internet Archive. You all know the Internet Archive. You are working with it, I guess. Just a brief thing. I highly recommend to sign up there. It's for free. If you sign up, you get a lot of additional features. Outlinks, screenshot is saved. The saved article will be in your web archive, and you get an email with all the results. This is really helpful. And if you just save a web link into the Wayback Machine, this is how it looks later on. I'll show you. Oh, wait. So you get a mail later on with all the details. And by the way, Wayback Machine, don't forget to fund it. It's a great job the guys around Brewster Kale and Mark Graham are doing in San Francisco. I really appreciate their work. Going deeper into the Wayback Machine, deep search Wayback Machine. I'll show you an example. This is the Twitter account of my colleague Patrick Neumann, who's with us tonight. And Patrick's Twitter account, the handle is PT Neumann, is found 4 times on the Wayback Machine, 4 times. Okay, but maybe whenever you search with the Wayback Machine, I recommend to add its twitter.com/PT Neumann and then add the asterisk, because then you'll have a deep search in the Wayback Machine. Remember, we had 4 results, and now we got all these single archived tweets. And now we have 111 results. Yeah? And that's really surprising. And so whenever you do a Wayback Machine research, remember the asterisk, add it, and you'll get a better result from that. And it helped us very often at DPA. Asterisk at the end of the URL. Okay, talking about alternatives. Wayback is fantastic, which is archive.today. Excuse me, my internet is quite slow at the moment, so nevertheless, archive today. Here you can also search in it or save URLs. It works a little bit better with Facebook posts, better than the Wayback Machine. There's also an add-on which is really convenient for archive today. So always keep it in mind when you search in the Wayback Machine, and it's search in archive today as well. As I said, the majority of results will be in the Wayback. Only results we had were in archive today.
Yeah,
okay,
Stefan, there's a question. I think it was a bit fast with the Wayback Machine. One user is requesting that you maybe show the process again to see it again, how it works.
The deep search?
I think, Akil, what do you mean? The whole Wayback Machine or only the deep search part? Yeah. I don't know.
Ik kan niet. Het heeft nog een kwartiertje volgen.
I think if you just show the whole aspect of the Wayback Machine again, I think it will be clear.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Let me show you how it works. This is how it looks, the Wayback Machine to archive. Here's an example I'd like to show you. This is a tweet from the Prime Minister from New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern. I'll just copy and paste it into the Wayback Machine. Remember, if you are logged in, you have a lot more features. And now I'm pressing Save Page. And now we won't wait because it takes several minutes to get a result. Remember how the mail looked, but this is the perfect way to archive the URL of her tweet, but also convenient. So sign up at the Internet Archive and use a lot of additional features. Okay, cool. I'll go on. The other archive I showed to you. Now let's briefly talk about browser cache. I guess most of you are familiar with browser cache. You all know that the search engines are crawling the internet, and whenever a website is suddenly deleted, there's a chance that you find a version still in the browser cache. Let's look how this works. There's a cool add-on I prefer, which is called Web Archives. The page of the police of the city of Tucson, Arizona. The add-on, right-click, and then Web Archives, these options. And in this add-on, we have a lot of services together. We have the Wayback Machine, the latest result, or all results. We have Google browser cache or text only. We have Bing browser cache, Yandex, the Archive, Archive.es, which is Archive Today versions, and 3 Asian search engines with browser cache. So let's have a look how this is working. This takes some time. Okay, I'll wait just a minute. Oh, this is really slow. Sorry, version. So this is the latest, and this is the Wayback Machine result and overview. So this website was, I think, more than 200 times archived since 2004. The next thing is web cache. This is Google. It means you read it. This is Google's cache of this website. It's a snapshot of the page as it appeared on June the 25th. Once again, imagine this web page would have been deleted this morning or an hour ago, and we want to see how it looked like. This is a great tool because at least we know how it looked like 4 days ago. But once again, it's not only Google on the market. This is Bing. This is Bing cache. Yeah? Another archive version. By the way, Bing and Yahoo have the same cached content. Next one is Yandex. Okay, unfortunately, it looks like the search requests sent from your IP are automated. It means I have used it a lot in the last time. I will skip this. They believe I'm a computer already, but Yandex works as well. Furthermore, we have the Archive Today versions and some Asian search engines for browser cache. Just test it on your own. There's a variety of results. Whenever content is deleted, you have a fair chance to find older content to that. Okay, that's all for repeat. We have the Internet Archive sign up. We talked about at the end. We have a look at the other archive. Don't forget it. It's archive.today. And we had a look at the browser cache, and we're using Web Archives with all these features together in one add-on plugin. Once again, just a reminder, all these links are in the handout you find in the chat. That's a Word document. Cool. Next thing is geolocation. As I already said, I love geolocation. I love the other things as well. So first thing, everybody knows Google Street View, really helpful to understand, to examine a certain place, to get really close to it. So but in Germany, for example, only in a few cities, only with more than 500,000 inhabitants, the Google car only drove once through the cities. I don't know, 95% of Germany is not on Google Street View. I don't know I know in London, the Google car is there permanently, but not in Germany. And I know a lot of other countries, especially in the countryside, there's no Google Street View. So if there's something going on, how do we find Street View image? Therefore, we can work with Mapillary and another tool, which is called Instant Street View. Let me show you an example. Okay. Last autumn, we had a terror attack in Eastern Germany, in the city of Tag, near German synagogue. That was in Yom Kippur. And what is in these pictures of that guy? Sorry, it's still up on me. And this is interesting for us. So this is the terrorist in the middle of his terrorist attack. And we want to geolocate this photo. What we see is, okay, sorry for that. He is in camouflage, he's wearing weapons, but for geolocation, it's important. We have, this is a wall with significant bricks. The color of the wall is important, keep it in mind. And the pavement is interesting. Different pavement like stones and there has to be also displays. We knew that in Halle, it's in Germany, but we don't is Mapillary. I'll open it up. This is Mapillary all over the world. So I'm simply searching for Humboldt-Straße in Halle, means Humboldt Street. That's where the synagogue is. And remember the photo we saw with the terrorist? So this is This is the view of the street, the Humboldt. This is the view, and you can see, just a second, you see the color of the wall, of the bricks. You see the certain pavement, so on. So this is, we knew that it's around the synagogue, so we could already determine this is the street. Once again, there's no street view, but Mapillary helps us a lot, and this is verified because you can only upload Mapillary images with geocode. I'm using it myself. This is really reliable. There's a second tool I want to show you, which is Instant Street View. And Mapillary is all over the world, close to this Humboldt Street, and the Jewish synagogue. And it's this view. You can see it over here. You can recognize the wall and the pavement as well. So there's another proof that this is the place. And the last tool I'd like to show you is Dual Maps. Dual Maps is a quite old tool. I think it's over 10 years old. Very simple one. And this tool unites several views. And that can be very helpful. In this case, this is, the regular view. This is Dual Maps. The link is always in the application. I often use Dual Maps to have an idea because you have several dimensions of a place, of a location. Once again, Dual Maps helpful in our daily work. Next thing. Map collection. Let's go a little bit deeper. Map collection. This is an add-on called Map Switcher. I recommend you to use. Once again, we are back here in Halle at the Humboldt Street. Let's just point a certain location. That's this one, for example. Right-click. No, sorry, that was wrong. No, right-click. If you point to a location, you have the add-on variety of different maps which show the location full. I just want to show you one or two. Tells you in detail the number of the houses in that area. Can be very helpful for research. And the other one is it's SunCalc. I guess a lot of you know SunCalc. SunCalc is a tool to determine how long a shadow is. This is for verification as well. If a person is standing at that place at a certain time on a certain date, how long would the shadow be? Now, this helps us to verify images. So this is all together in this add-on Map Switcher and a lot of other. Google Earth, I guess you know Google Earth version has some additional features. I'd like to show you. Just a second. Here it is. Okay. If you uploaded this on your desktop, and I'll show you a certain thing. Friends of mine live close to the street in Berlin, and they are very annoyed that for years there is waste, a construction site took place. So this is the place. Yeah, this is a road in Berlin, and I personally know that this waste is there lying there for years. Now I ask myself, for how many years is this waste lying there already from the construction site? So there's one cool feature in Google Earth Pro. It's this one up here. It shows historical images. If you click on that, you get the option to go back in time. For example, to show me an aerial view from 2016. And in 2016, the waste is already there. So it seems the waste is longer than for 4 years. Let's go back to 2014, still there. So at minimum 6 years, we have waste lying in Berlin. Cool, Berlin. Construction site. Wait a second. Okay, here you see, this is the 2012. The waste is lying at the roadside here in Berlin. Okay, that's briefly the tool. Google Earth Pro with a lot of other things. Just try it out. And once again, the desktop version is a lot better than the web version. Drone maps. I'll skip this one. This is a map of drone videos. Of course, not from all places in the world, but it's quite worth to have a look. It's called travelwithdrone.com. It's once again, it's in the handout. Have a look at it. And this is a feature, the last feature in geolocation I'd like to share with you. What I like is, once again, oh, this is really slow. Here it is. Let's search for the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Here it is. The resolution is not really good. This is better in Google. But Bing has one feature. It's called view bird's eye. Right click, view bird's eye, and then you get another perspective on an object. And you can switch it as well. So you can watch an object from all sides. You can use it. So that's bird's eye view in Bing, a house, whatever, an event, a location. This is helpful. Just to compare it with Google. This is the Google view, and you see this is a three-dimensional, 3D view. Also interesting, great, but I honestly rely more on the real image, the real picture. At least you can compare it with Google. So Bing has a real photo of it. Yeah, okay, that's briefly as map area in Instant Street View. We had a look at the map collection, Google Earth Pro with a cool feature, historic view, aerial view, drone maps. We skipped that one, have a look at it. And once again, bird's eye view with Bing, all to examine, to check several places. Okay, let's come to platforms. Those of you who have been familiar with Facebook graph search, remember a year ago when Facebook took off the graph search, and that was a thing. No more who posted what. No, in the beginning, no more people find Tor and all these other convenient techniques. A lot of these techniques seems to have gone, but still a lot possible. And I want to show you quickly how to search in Facebook and to get better results as you are used to it. Okay. Just a second. So here it is. First thing, this was published by Henk van Es, whom I really appreciate. By the way, his workshop tomorrow, maybe some of you have registered for Henk van Es, really worth it. Finding breaking news on Facebook. That's fascinating. This is the formula to find breaking news content on Facebook. It's facebook.com/search/latest, and then question München or Munich. You get the latest post with Munich in it, and there's no limitation. You can scroll down, down, down. Usually Facebook has a limitation of content which is shown. In this case, there's no limitation. So this is, once again, this is the formula. It's also in the handout. Finding breaking news on Facebook. And as you already understand, working with URL with a formula is very important and helps you a lot. Graph search, change term in URL. The URL on the top, facebook.com, search top, and so on. My question in this case was, what Trump in 2020? To get a result, you just add or click on the filter results, and you just use posts from Justin Trudeau and post it in 2020. That's the way how you get results. That's one thing, yeah, already in graph search. And now this is the first thing, the first result you get. But if you want to replace Trump and asking yourself, what did Trudeau write about Merkel in 2020? I always recommend to change it in the URL, to replace Trump in the URL. We have Merkel, you get the same result, but with you just change another way. That's the way how it works. Let's have a closer look into this. Get more results with graph search. Oh, wait a second. No, sorry. I'll come to that a little bit later. So this is, once again, this is the URL you have to work. It's complicated, I admit, but if you are just looking at training it, it's really helpful. You get a lot of more results. And this is an example I'd like to show you where this proves this. This is a personal Facebook profile of a woman I have never met. I don't want to interfere into her privacy. I'm sorry if I'm interfering. And this woman, if we just want to see the photos which are visible in public, we only get one photo from her, from Margarita. But we'll try the graph search once again, and it goes like this. If we add the search term Margarita Gentomo up in the Facebook space for search, press enter, and then we click choose a source and add her name in here and click on her. And if we click on photos, then this is the result we get. It means, I guess there may be some photos where she has been tagged to 9 photos in this. And now I'll explain how this works. This also works for posts and videos, very important. Let's have a look at this formula on the top. It's facebook.com/search top, and then all these query. For every search, the base will always be this URL, also in the handout, facebook.com/search/top, and then these queries. And you can replace top, for example, with other categories to choose from, which are posts, people, photos, videos, pages, and places. This is content I just took over from Awesome Channel on YouTube. Follow them, have a look. It's really a great job that they do. Last, going through Facebook filtering. And the second thing I'd like to add is Instagram stories downloaded. There's always a problem, you know, Instagram stories only last for 24 hours and they are quite important or can be important, so we have to download them. And here's one handy tool I'd like to show you. Here, this is the tennis player Venus Williams, and this is, let's have a look, this should be one of her stories. Let's start now. My internet is really slow, sorry for that. Now, stories were available 2 hours ago. Maybe my internet is too slow, whatever. You just copy and paste the Instagram address of that person and add it into this tool, gramsafe.com. Instagram stories downloader, just add it in there and press download. And now we got all her Instagram stories to download. That's very easy. It's called GramSafe. I have another one. I forgot. There's another tool also in the handout. Just keep in mind, these tools often vanish. So it could be are not really happy with tools that allow to download content. Okay, that is one simple thing to download Instagram stories, GramSafe. More helpful tools in the handout section concerning Twitter, TikTok, Fortune, Snapchat, and Telegram. Just a few tools also available. Sorry, we don't have that much time at the moment. I'd come to an end with my urgent plea: never trust a screenshot from an unknown source. I'll show you why. This is these were websites. Close this down. So the first thing is Duke University, the faculty. Trump in real trouble, writes the Duke University bullet there, runs for president in 2020. Of course, Bill does not run for president. Please excuse my childish jokes. This is how I manipulated it. And the other one is the Shuttleworth Foundation. Tells us a fact checker's confession, Peter Cunliffe-Jones' secret confession, I love FC Chelsea. And whoever knows, Peter knows that he loves not Chelsea, but Liverpool. So how did I do this? Very easy, in less than 30 seconds. I'll show it to you.
You don't even need Photoshop expertise, right?
I can hardly hear you. I just finished my thing. We'll just do. Okay, let's take this Twitter account from Donald Trump and let's take a tweet without any hashtag or photo in it. Let's take this one, 95% approval rating, and I'd like to fake this one. Okay, so let's go ahead. Right-click, inspect. We'll open the HTML code, the developer code. Here it is, and we just search from his tweet. So this is approval. This is the tweet. I just double-click on it and replace it with a sentence. Next year, global fact will finally be in Oslo. Great. I love Sweden, for example. Because this is rubbish, simply press enter, close it again, and there it is. Here you can see it's verified, it's with a tick, and there you can see will finally be in Oslo. Great, I love Sweden. Of course, as you all know, he has never tweeted this. This is only done on my computer, but just imagine how easy it is, less than 30 seconds, by changing it in the HTML mode. Just imagine what others could do with it. Just change a website and send it and make a screenshot. Now, this is the reason why you should never trust a screenshot. Okay, cool, that's all. That's from me so far. I'm done, and I think we'll have some minutes for a second. I can hardly hear you.
But if you get all the presentation you have there in the chat and the link, and you have the handout, I think it will be much clearer to make it. Stefan, we have some questions I couldn't answer on the chat. So many of them I could answer because I was in a lot of sessions with Stefan and learned a lot from him. So Are people getting notified if you download their Instagram story? I don't think so.
No,
right?
no. I can't say it 100%. No, I don't think so. I've never heard of this that people are noted. No, I don't think so. Don't take me for granted, but I doubt it.
But you never know what happens next month. Maybe somebody invents a little program which notifies people.
Yeah. So I always recommend to act with fake accounts. By the way, not acting, but just if you want to follow certain, let's say, groups and others. I have different accounts just for that. I'm not pretending to be that person acting. I'm not contacting people, but for my daily routine, my research, I often use fake accounts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So another question was, do you know a chance to archive YouTube videos? I mean, not to, we all can download YouTube videos with add-ons in our browsers, but is there a chance to web archive them that they are safe in a way?
Yes, there is, and there is a way, and to find them later on, but I don't have it in mind. I can't show you. I saw something about that, but how? Let me think about this. How can I add this later on to content? There is a way. There is a way. I'll wait. I'll send it in the. I will publish it in the IFCN channel, in the Slack channel later on. I'll find it. It takes me a day. I know there's something I got, but I'm not prepared to show it right now. Sorry for that.
Okay, and there was a question: how is Google Earth View and Bing's Area View different from each other? What is the difference, or are they?
That's a good question. The resolution in Google and Google Earth is better in a way. They have. I don't honestly know if they use the same satellite material. Honestly saying, it's just as always. It's an alternative. It's an alternative. Use both of it. Have a look at Google. Have a look at Bing. Have a look at Yandex. Compare things, and you get a better result out of it. If you only rely on Google or on one search engine, that's not sufficient. It might be enough, but I doubt it. Just to recheck. So honestly, I don't know the detailed differences in it, but I always recommend to use all of them.
And there was also a question about the reliability of Wayback Machines and stuff. I mean, if a user says, I don't want to be archived by you, it is all deleted. So that's why we use different machines, right?
Yeah. Thanks for the question. At first, you can exclude the Wayback Machine as far as I know. If it's your website, that's via robot.txt. So you can tell the Wayback Machine, as same with Google, for example, please do not scrape my website, so you won't be on there. That's one thing. But we as fact checkers, we hope that, of course, the Wayback Machine will exist forever, but we have hundreds of links on there already. So we're also using another service. It's called perma.cc. It is a paid version, just in case. Perma.cc. I think it's a project from the Harvard University. So this is a paid one, just in case to have it. But yeah, you're right. And we have like a lot of our fact checks are simply in all these evidences, and the trusted citation is relying on Wayback Machine. And if they just stop working one fine day, we are really in trouble, I have to say, because there's so many things archived there. But nevertheless, thank God they are there. They help us to have a trusted citation, so we'll work with them.
And there's some people posted a way in the Python library YouTube DL you can use to download videos. And Jignesh is asking, is it video vault? What do you mean? What you meant? Video vault?
No. I was just that was a certain technique in the Wayback Machine to archive YouTube videos.
Okay, so you will put this.
I have a colleague in my team who's really in video, and he talked about this the other day, but I can't recall it at the moment. We don't have the time for that. Sorry for that.
But we can say we also archive this chat, and you get it also. So you can have all the links and all the explanations by other users here.
Yeah, I guess it will be on the YouTube channel of the IFC, and then. Yeah. Cool.
I have no more questions. So if there are questions open with you, then fire on, I would say.
Yeah, anything. I'm sorry once again to be that fast in a way, but I just, there are so many things as a fact checker I would use the opportunity to show you, and I guess, and I hope it was helpful for you. Maybe you got some new ideas, some new techniques, and as we always keep saying, verification is always teamwork. Never forget this. Verification and digital research, always teamwork. If you're working only on your own, alone, then just exchange with others. Ask them. They don't have to be the biggest experts. It often, especially for verification, it's just ask another. What is your impression? What is strange in this? Just exchange. So that's the way how it works. And I really appreciate the fact checkers community worldwide. We are supporting each other. That is very important. And another rule I would say is very important, once again, search for alternatives. Once again, not only Google, have a look at Bing, have a look at Yandex, try other tools, so not for being mistaken. This is also very important in this work as we experience.
There's a good question in the chat, and I don't know how to answer. How do you fact check content coming from countries like China or North Korea?
Yeah, I personally can't or hardly can fact check it. We have correspondents in Seoul, at least in South Korea, and in Beijing in China, and in other Chinese cities, and they are the expert, and they are quite talented as digital researchers as well. So they have the knowledge, they speak the language, they compare things. I remember we had these protests in Hong Kong a few months ago, and there were some images where a policeman was shooting at demonstrators, and there was questions about it. So no, that's the reason why we always have our experts there. It is, I found it difficult because as I told you, I used to work as a correspondent in Russia, and you cannot find everything from far away. You also need knowledge. You have to know the language and things. Otherwise, it gets really critical. Or you might cooperate, but without any knowledge of a country, doing fact checking is really difficult. That's really a challenge. So answer to you, we have guys in Korea, we have guys in China, but they ask us, for example, they have a video then, and they ask us here in Berlin in the headquarters, could you please help us with this thing? So we just put it together. Once again, teamwork. Teamwork always leads to success for fact checking.
And I would say it's always a matter of what do you want to fact check. I mean, we had this Hong Kong photo where there was supposed to be a shooting and it wasn't, and we could just analyze the photo and see that it was photoshopped. So it doesn't matter where it comes from. But if you have a Hollywood movie with $200 million budget, I cannot fact check if the dinosaur in Jurassic Park is right or wrong.
Yeah.
So then we have to say we don't know. We cannot say. But a lot of things, if you say if this riot has happened in this street in Hong Kong, yes or no, that we can quite good fact check because we can see if the street is there or not, and if the trees are green or not. But many so often we have to say we doubt if it's true, but we're not sure.
One thing I remember, was it last year? I think it was last year when Greta Thunberg, the environmental activist from Sweden, was at the United Nations, and there was a video scene where first she was filmed like a close-up, then the camera opened up and Donald Trump walked into the scenery. And that was really too good to be true. My colleague asked me, so is this true or is this a fake video or whatever? In these occasions, we always try to find other content. Just ask yourself, whenever Donald Trump acts in public, there have to be several videos or photos from him that are published immediately. So search for other material, search for other sources, search for other angles, for other point of views. And that's what's the same with him. We found 2, 3, 4 other videos from other angles with her, with him, and thus we could verify this video also. So always keep it in mind. Is there any other material on the market? And I usually search it on TweetDeck. TweetDeck is the best thing for these tasks. TweetDeck search Greta Thunberg, whatever, United Nations, Donald Trump, and you'll get the videos then. Cool.
One question. How do you start geolocating if you don't have any idea where it is in the world?
Oh.
Are there any tools to recognize languages, maybe on signs or maybe spoken languages, and say, could be there? Do you know any, or is it just you read it and somebody in our team maybe knows this language?
Yeah, just this is a detective work. Look at all these things. Look at the plans. Look at the architecture. Look at cars. All these hints. Maybe somewhere. Often the answer is not in the center of an image. It's somewhere around, somewhere hidden. Have a look at it first, and that's the way how we usually start with it. Architecture, once again, is a lot. Cars, people, how people look like, climate, all these things. That's the way how we get closer to it. And then if we have an idea, this might be Turkey, for example, then we send an image to our colleagues, for example, in Istanbul or in Ankara, and ask them, could that be Turkey, for example? So, but the first thing is look at the frame and have a look at it. And once again, ask your colleagues, ask others. They don't have to be experts. Just tell them, have a look at this. What do you think? What could it be? And people have just something comes to my mind. Maybe they were on vacation in that place or somewhere around it, or they watched a movie on that country. This helps a lot. So once again, it's the crowd. It's throw your image in a Slack channel. IFCN. Does anybody help? That's the power of our colleagues. I have to look at the time. It's done. We are over it. I'm sorry. I say thank you to all of you. Thanks for your interest. It was a pleasure. Thanks for your questions. Sorry for the internet interruptions we had within between. I hope it was helpful for you. Once again, it's a pleasure. I wish you a perfect day or evening, and maybe we'll meet in other sessions today, tomorrow, or whenever, or at the next Global Fact in Oslo next year. It was a pleasure. Have a nice evening. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Tschüss.